Morning, I'm Steven Sprinkle. This is MorningBit. Let's get to it. Top 3 things I think are important today for Bitcoin. The first of which is Bitcoin has arrived in North Korea. And this is really cool news. It's by a tourist who went to watch the Dennis Rodman basketball game, and he brought with him Bitcoins as well as paper wallets. And he's been handing those out to the tour guides and educating them around what Bitcoin is and what it could do for North Korea. So it's really exciting. There's a lot of infrastructural challenges to getting Bitcoin in place in North Korea, as well as political challenges, but it's really cool to see it in more isolated regions that haven't necessarily even heard about it yet. So it's really cool. Second thing that I think is really important for Bitcoin today is a open source cancer research project that it's at least in part being funded by Bitcoin. And why this is really cool is a couple reasons. Open source research projects are almost unheard of. It has happened in the past, but it's not common, especially in the for-profit industry of drug and pharmaceutical research. So it's really exciting to see an open source project starting, and it's really exciting to see the community starting to contribute to this project. And basically what they're trying to do is use a specific compound that blocks the unzipping of the DNA, which ultimately leads to the replication of those cancerous cells. So it's an interesting project, and it's an interesting implementation and embracing of the philosophy behind Bitcoin in the decentralized and open source approach being applied to the cancer research field. So it's really cool. I'll link to the site as well as to a article and discussion that's been going on. And then the third thing that I think is really cool today for Bitcoin is a managed cold storage service called ecash.io. And why this is really important, I think, for the Bitcoin community is because a lot of the individuals entering the space now are not as technically capable as some of the early adopters. And so having a storage method that is reasonably secure, but also affords them the accessibility of maintaining it themselves is, I think, really important for the community. And the way that this specific service handles it is they have offline private keys held in cold storage, but online public keys so that you can freely load it. And I think there's a lag time of about 6 hours if you want to withdraw. So it really comes down to whether you trust the company or not to do this. Me personally, I manage it all myself, but for individuals who aren't necessarily confident in their storage methods or technically savvy enough to understand how to properly secure your Bitcoins, I would recommend a service like this to really be able to handle it securely and not have to worry about it. It's essentially a bank when it comes down to it, but not necessarily using the funds, but they're just simply holding them for you. So check it out if you're interested. If you're a product or a service and you want to send me a logo in the description, I'd love to talk about you. Hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.